Hi, everyone. I am hoping I'm on the business live. So I'm Monique J CEO live. So I'm hoping to get some people that will come on. But today I call this I have Truth Talk Tuesdays and Truth Talk Thursdays. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to at least post videos. I want to try to do it at least twice a week. Last week I only did one. And it looks like this week I'm probably only going to be able to do one as well. But my goal is first, let me just sing a little bit about myself. I am a degreed accountant for over 10 years now. I've been doing accounting and tax preparation for a little over 25 years. I'm also a degreed paralegal. Have a graduate certification in marketing, and I am officially a certified life coach who has survived breast cancer now for over, it's been 14 years cancer free. And I am a philanthropist and have a nonprofit organization where we like to work with the youth, do mentoring with teens, especially girls, and coach basketball and a bunch of different things that I do. But anywho, I just wanted to put those credentials out there because a lot of times people just talk and give you information. I'm not saying that they don't have to have that credentials are required, because life and experience is the best teacher from a lot of what I have learned. But a lot of times people do want to know what you have or what experience or what credentials you have to be able to, share with them and provide them with any information. So moving forward and moving along, I want to go ahead and kind of touch on a few things that I know play a big role. Sometimes, a lot of times, the lack of knowledge is the reason why, or most of the time, lack of knowledge is the reason why people and persons aren't reaching their full potential. Lack of discipline is another reason, and the lack of opportunity is the third one that I think plays a big role in people not reaching their full potential or tapping into accessing and fulfilling their goals. So what I wanted to talk about first, one of the things that, well, first let me say, because of course I'm sure when you put yourself on video and on live, people, you open yourself up to criticism and opinions of others, Now, how tough a skin you have depends on how that stuff affects you. Now, I want to say, because of course somebody's probably saying, oh, she should have filled her eyebrows in. She should have. The reason why I didn't do any of that, especially on today, October 3rd, is because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I have, really no facial hair, a little bit of eyebrows, really hardly any eyelashes or anything, because of the after effects or the effects of chemotherapy. And so I thought it would be a little bit more, I don't want to say serious, but it would be a little bit more meaningful if, while it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I always like to press making sure that you are doing self-exams and going to the doctor, especially for, it was women over 40, but I was diagnosed with breast cancer at 32. So I just wanted to kind of, be as is without filling in the makeup and without filling in, putting on lashes and all that stuff, to kind of show you what the effects of chemotherapy after, and this is even 14 years after, how I'm still suffering from the side effects, which will hopefully make someone either do a self-exam tonight, or if you felt the lump and did a self-exam, schedule an appointment to see a doctor. So I just want to get that out the way, because I'm sure there's going to be people looking and saying what I should have done with my eyebrows. But if I don't give a backstory, or, then of course people won't know. Now, there are going to still be some people who are going to say something, period, because we'll touch on that. There are just people who are unhappy in life. And when they're unhappy with themselves, most times people look outside and focus on others to have, to point fingers at and to have things to say. That's between them and God. What we do for those people is we pray for them. In the meantime, we're going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to do and follow what my passion and purpose is, which is to help others, give out information, and provide the services and information that I have to hopefully grow someone else as I'm growing myself. So I have some questions on my poll, and one of them is, what do you think is the biggest obstacle from you reaching whatever your goals, your personal goals, business goals are? I know most people will say, a lot of times it's money. Some people will say it's relationships or people that they have in their lives. And some people will be honest and say it's them. And the reality of it is really the only thing that's stopping you is yourself. Those other things only stop you if you allow them to. So the key word is you. So that means you play the middle person in determining whether or not you go for whatever it is that you want or that you desire. Whether or not you're disciplined or strong enough to push whatever you consider those obstacles to be out of your way still depends on you. I want to always, share with people that the only way you are going to have what you want is if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to be disciplined, and if you're willing to go for it. You can continue to talk about what you want. You can continue to say the things that you want. But until you're ready to take action, until you're ready to do the hard stuff, you generally are not going to fully achieve that you're looking for without making that commitment and having that discipline. Sometimes the discipline is to do things, that sometimes the discipline is to change things. But you have to be willing to be disciplined to do that. It could be in your money. Just say you don't think that you make enough money, and that's the reason why you're being stopped from doing whatever it is that you may want to do. Now, we know money makes the world go round. We know that mostly everything that we do in life, it takes money. But how much you earn depends on you. Of course, it doesn't, you can't control your job. If you work a job and you're making a particular salary, you make that salary, that's what they're giving you. But the sky's the limit to whether or not you can add more. You can always go and take a second job. Sometimes people take a third job, or you can create a job for yourself. But to say and think that you are limited because you're only functioning within that one rate of pay or that one salary, like I said, the obstacle is you, because you only have that one salary if you choose to only have that one salary. You only have that one way of making money if you choose to only have that one way of making money. Here's when the hard stuff comes in. Here's when the discipline comes in. If you want more, you have to be willing to do more. Like I said, that may be taking a second job. That may be taking a hobby that you have that you love to do. It could be cooking. It could be sewing. It could be crafting. It may mean taking those things and turning that into a business. I can tell you a key thing that I found out on why businesses are successful is if you are passionate about that business. So most people are generally passionate about their hobbies and their things that they like to do. They just are afraid to try to turn that into a business or don't know how to turn it into a business. But when you are passionate about something, you can sell it so well. People see the love or the discipline that's put into creating that, and you can turn around and turn that business and that income into more than you're making on your daily job. It's just all about you believing in yourself enough and being willing to do the hard stuff. You cannot complain about not having if you're not doing. That's just fact. If somebody can say, oh, I don't have, nobody's giving me this, is always going to be something that will jump in the way and probably prevent you from having what you want. It's up to you to bow down and back up away from that something. Or you can, guess what, jump over it, run through it. I always choose to jump over and run through. If you want to do great things, you have to be willing to put in a great effort. Excuses are tools of weak and incompetent people. So don't make them. If something isn't going your way, no, you're not going to just wake up. I don't wake up every day and I just think of something that I want and I go for it and it just happens. That rarely happens for me. The difference is, for me, if it doesn't happen today, I get up and go for it again tomorrow. And I keep going and keep going and keep going until I achieve that particular goal in that moment that I've set for myself. And if you want to do different and be better and have the money that you want and have the things that you want, you have to be willing to make the full commitment. I'm not going to sit here and say, as someone who coaches people and who provides services to people, that, yeah, I'm just where I want to be. I don't think with my mentality I will ever reach exactly where I want to be. And that's because I'm always setting goals for myself, more and more and more. Will I get to a phase where I'm comfortable? Yes. But will I get to a phase where I'm satisfied? Probably not. I have the spirit and the fight and the heart of a lion. Lions don't generally back down. Lions always are walking around looking for different challenges for themselves. And so that depends on your personality. You may be someone where you set a goal for yourself, and once you reach that goal, you're done, and you just have to work then to maintain keeping yourself in that particular position. And that's great for you. Everybody's different. We all have different personalities and different work ethic. Just for me, I know no matter what, I'm going to always be striving to have more, do more, even if that means more is helping somebody else have more. That's just my personality. But what you have to know is, regardless, you definitely have to be willing to put in the work, and you have to be willing to make the sacrifice. If you are not willing to do that, we go back to, who is the obstacle between you and your goals and your success? Is you. I asked you this, and I'm going to end this video. I just asked you to look within yourself. Look at the times that you make complaints or you make excuses for why you're unhappy and why you don't have the things that you say that you want. When you look at yourself honestly and ask yourself those questions honestly, ask yourself, am I doing every and anything that I can to change my circumstance, to put myself in a position where I say I want to be? If you know you aren't, then at that point, you have to be honest with yourself and say, well, I must really don't want what I'm saying I want. Or if I really do want it, I have to get up off my butt, either seek out help from others, advice from others, and then once I get that help or that advice, be willing to act on that information and implement the things that I've learned and that I'm learning to get myself and propel myself to that level of life and happiness that I want. Remember that you cannot blame anyone else but yourself. Most people, even the people who you think, you look at and they look totally, totally happy. A lot of times they aren't. Everybody is looking for more. They may have more money, but they may personally not be in a good position. It just depends. But what you do is stop focusing on what somebody else has. Stop looking at somebody else's plate and how much food they have on it, and concentrate on the food that is on your plate. When you concentrate on that and eat it, what I say, comfortably, because I always say, if you put too much in your mouth, if you bite off more than you can chew, then you're not chewing properly, which means you're not digesting properly. And doing that is going to what? Make you sick and make you feel bothered and obviously not accomplish the goals that you set for yourself. So make sure you take the poll that's attached to this video. I would love to hear from you. Again, I provide several different services. As I stated at the beginning of the video, I would love, 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 love to, coach you in any of the different areas that I specialize in. I can guarantee that if you are willing to do your work and do your part after our coaching sessions, you will see a change in your circumstance and a change in your thought process. So just definitely reach out to me. You can inbox at this page, send a message if you're interested in scheduling a session. We can send you information regarding how much the sessions cost or are free. I do offer a free 15-minute session just for you to decide whether or not coaching is something that you need. And if it's something you need on a regular basis, or if it's something you need one time. Lastly, as I look at myself with these eyebrows missing, be sure to do your self-exams. This is men, women, teens, all of that. Do self-exams. If you feel anything that doesn't feel normal, schedule an appointment to see a doctor. Also, outside of seeing a doctor, remember the saying, you are what you eat. Generally, if you're putting trash in your body, then guess what? You got trash inside your body, and that trash will make your body react accordingly. And that is illnesses and aches and pains and things like that. So stuff like cancer, it's been proven the agents and the foods that you put in your body, there are foods that will have cancer fighting agents in them and things like that. So just do your research, do your self exams. Early detection definitely saves lives when it comes to breast cancer, as well as a positive attitude and happiness in life. We know stress. So that's why we're going to work on this stuff and try to coach you and keep you happy. You're happy. A lot of times that stuff, being happy on the inside prevents us from having illnesses and things like that, as well as letting other people bother us with their mess. So again, thank you so much. My name is Monique J. I am a certified life coach, an accountant, a paralegal, a philanthropist, and child of God, and lastly, a 14-year breast cancer survivor. You have a great rest of the day. Thanks for joining me on Truth Talk Thursdays. Oh, be sure if you have a Roku device, if you don't, go buy you one. We have a show on the For All Women of Color Network. It's FAWOC. If you search for the app on Roku, you'll search for that channel and go ahead and check out the talk show titled The Weekly Wind Down. Make sure you watch it. Join our group, The Weekly Wind Down, on Facebook. Join our discussion. It is hashtag The Weekly Wind Down, FAWOC. Tell me what you think about the show, what you think about the topics. Submit your questions or show topic ideas. We definitely want to hear from you. So be sure to do that. It is The Weekly Wind, WINE, down on the For All Women of Color Network, and is streaming exclusively on all Roku devices in the United States, Canada, and the UK. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of the weekend. Ask me any questions you may have. God bless, and have a great rest of the day.